Olivia Blackwood stared at the imposing Victorian mansion looming before her, its weathered facade a stark contrast to the meticulously manicured lawns surrounding it. Crest Manor, as it was called, had been in her family for generations, though Olivia had never set foot inside its walls until today. The letter from the attorney had arrived 3 weeks ago, informing her of her great-aunt Agatha's passing and the subsequent inheritance. Olivia, an only child, whose parents had died in a car accident when she was young, had never known she had a great-aunt, let alone one wealthy enough to leave her a mansion. As she approached the front door, key in hand, a chill ran down her spine. The air seemed to grow colder with each step, and she could have sworn she heard a faint whisper carried on the breeze. Shaking off the unsettling feeling, Olivia inserted the key into the lock and turned it with a satisfying click. The door swung open with a low creak, revealing a dimly lit foyer. Dust motes danced in the thin shafts of light filtering through the grimy windows. Olivia stepped inside, her footsteps echoing on the marble floor. "Hello?" she called out, more out of habit than expectation of a response. Her voice seemed to be swallowed by the oppressive silence of the house. As Olivia explored the ground floor, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Every room she entered felt as though someone had just left it moments before. In the kitchen, she found a teacup on the counter, its contents still warm. Puzzled, she made her way to the grand staircase leading to the upper floors. As her hand touched the polished wooden banister, she heard it again. A whisper, so faint she might have imagined it, but unmistakably there. "Welcome home, Olivia," it seemed to say. Her heart racing, Olivia spun around, searching for the source of the voice. But she was alone in the vast empty house. Or was she? Over the next few days, Olivia settled into Crest Manor, trying to ignore the strange occurrences that seemed to be increasing in frequency. Books would fall from shelves when she passed by, doors would slam shut on their own, and the whispers, always just on the edge of hearing, continued. On her 4th night in the house, Olivia decided to explore the attic. Armed with a flashlight and a determined spirit, she climbed the narrow stairs leading to the top floor. The attic was a treasure trove of family history, old trunks, dust-covered furniture, and boxes upon boxes of photographs and documents. As she rummaged through the memorabilia, Olivia came across a leather-bound journal. The cover was embossed with the initials A.B. Agatha Blackwood. Intrigued, Olivia opened the journal and began to read. The journal detailed Agatha's life in Crest Manor, spanning decades. But as Olivia delved deeper into the entries, she discovered a dark secret. Agatha wrote of a presence in the house, an entity that had been with the Blackwood family for generations. She described it as a guardian of sorts, but one with a terrible price. According to Agatha's writings, the entity protected the family and granted them wealth and success, but in return, it demanded a sacrifice every 100 years. The last sacrifice had been Olivia's parents, their car accident no accident at all. Olivia's blood ran cold as she realized the implications. She was the last of the Blackwood line, and the 100-year mark was approaching once again. As if sensing her discovery, the whispers in the house grew louder, more insistent. "Join us, Olivia," they seemed to say. "Fulfill your family's oath." Determined to break the cycle, Olivia spent the next several days and nights poring over every book and document she could find in the Manor's extensive library. There had to be a way to end this curse, to free her family from its dark pact. Olivia's research led her to believe that there was a hidden chamber somewhere in the house, a place where the original pact with the entity had been made. If she could find this chamber, she might be able to undo the curse. Following clues from old family letters and architectural plans, Olivia found herself in the wine cellar, feeling along the damp stone walls for any sign of a secret entrance. Her fingers brushed against a protruding brick, and with a grinding sound, a section of the wall swung inward. Heart pounding, Olivia stepped into a circular room lit by an eerie, pulsing blue light. In the center stood a pedestal, upon which rested an ancient, leather-bound tome. As she approached, the whispers that had haunted her since her arrival crescendoed into a deafening roar. The air in the chamber grew thick and heavy, and Olivia found it difficult to breathe. Shadowy tendrils began to coalesce, forming a vaguely humanoid shape. 2 pinpricks of red light glowed where eyes should be. "Child of Blackwood," a voice resonated, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "You stand at the precipice of destiny. Will you honor your family's commitment, or will you doom them to oblivion?" Olivia stood her ground, fear and determination warring within her. "I choose neither," she declared, her voice stronger than she felt. "I'm here to end this, once and for all." The entity laughed, a chilling sound that sent shivers down Olivia's spine. "You cannot break a pact sealed in blood, foolish girl. The price must be paid." But Olivia had come prepared. From her pocket, she withdrew a vial of salt and a silver dagger, tools she had read about in her great-aunt's journal. With a swift motion, she sprinkled the salt in a circle around herself and the pedestal. The entity shrieked in rage, the shadowy tendrils recoiling from the barrier. Olivia seized her chance, grabbing the tome from the pedestal and flipping it open to the page she needed. Ancient words spilled from her lips, words of unbinding and release. The chamber shook, dust and debris raining down from the ceiling. The entity writhed and twisted, its form beginning to dissipate. "You will regret this, last daughter of Blackwood," it hissed. "Without my protection, your line will wither and die." Olivia continued the incantation, her voice growing stronger with each word. As she spoke the final syllable, a blinding flash of light filled the chamber. When it faded, the entity was gone, leaving behind only a faint scorch mark on the stone floor. Exhausted but triumphant, Olivia sank to her knees. The oppressive atmosphere that had permeated Crest Manor since her arrival had lifted, replaced by a sense of peace she hadn't felt since entering the house. In the months that followed, Olivia transformed Crest Manor into a museum dedicated to local history. The hidden chamber became a popular attraction, though Olivia kept the true story of its significance to herself. As she locked up the museum one evening, Olivia paused on the front steps, looking back at the house that had changed her life. For a moment, she thought she heard a whisper on the wind, not menacing, but almost grateful. "Thank you," it seemed to say, and then it was gone. Olivia smiled to herself. The Blackwood legacy would continue, but on her own terms. As she walked away, she felt lighter than she had in years, ready to forge her own path free from the shadows of the past.